Teammate held the cannon rush with cannons, but I think he's hacking. The only way he isn't hacking is if he knows somehow that this guy opens cannons every game. So if we take a look here, we can see that what he was gonna do was he was gonna go for Nexus first, right? But then if we take a look at the production tab, we can see a forge in production. We can also see on the minimap that he's about the cannon, right? See that? So now we know that he's cheating because nobody, like, even if you wanted to make the argument that he was going to go for like offensive cannons, nobody is going to build the forge this late, right? It's very obvious that he was about to go Nexus first. So what we want to look for now is we want to look for APM drops. What we want to look for is camera lock. See if his APM drops to 0 at any point. So when his APM is creeping down like this, what I think he's doing is I think he's toggling camera lock, and then the replay is showing you that his vision is here, right? But if you Google camera lock and you read how the function works, the way it works is that the replay will show the viewer that the screen is frozen in this location, right? But in actuality, his camera is over here, peeking into the fog, looking at what they're making, peeking over the probe, stuff like that. And so this is the only conclusion that I can come to, because the way that he plays this, it doesn't make any sense. So right now, I would think he's using camera lock. And then this is, and then you can see how his APM spikes back up to 61, right? And then he builds a forge. And then it drops again. He's probably looking at, you know, confirming whether this is actually a cannon rush or not. And then he drops the forge for absolutely no reason. And then look, you see how now he builds the forge, he clicks up here, and here's the probe, right? So the thing about this, the thing about what's happening in this game is that no legitimate player would ever do any of this. It is extremely obvious that he knows that he's a cannon, that we're about to get cannoned, right? And I knew that this player was cheating just based off of the build, right? Most players, when they watch this replay, they would not be able to know that this player is cheating based off of the open and the way that he does his open. I knew that he was, right? This is very obvious. It wouldn't be until now where most people would just be like, oh yeah, that's pretty suspicious, right? But this guy is hacking 100%. And you can tell by the way that he is playing. Because no legitimate player would plant a forge after clearly, obviously going for a Nexus first, and then proceed And also keep in mind, this is 44 seconds into the game, right? And so this is why I'm saying it's probably camera lock is what he's using. No legitimate player would ever do any of this. Forge. I mean, these are huge delays, right? It's almost as if he's just sort of waiting to see if he commits to this location. Yes, I know. That's why I'm saying this is clearly a Nexus first build, but then he changes it because of the forge open from my opponent. Nobody forges like this. Nobody does it like this blind. Nobody. It doesn't exist. He is responding to things that he doesn't know and that he doesn't see. And so he was going to go Nexus first, but then he makes the right choice and defends the cannons this way. So this is why I'm always saying barcodes, they're always trying to hide something, right? Barcodes are always trying to hide something, and they're barcoding because they don't want to get caught on their main, and they almost always use these accounts that have like 500 games on them, right? So this is why I always say barcodes are map hackers by default, because even though the replays may not always show it, most of them always are. And the thing about the replays is that you need to understand, and this is a thing that people do not understand in StarCraft. They don't know what the cheat programs do. Most people don't know about the camera lock function and the cheat tools that are put out. They don't know about the scripting. They don't know about the auto SCVing. They don't know about the auto macroing. They don't know about all of this different shit, right? And so when they're watching replays, they don't know what they're looking for. Why? Because they don't have the knowledge. They don't know what the cheat tools can do. And so they all just think, okay, well, he's either using production tab or he's using MapHack, and that's it, right? But that isn't it. There's a lot more to it than that. Yeah, it was blatant. It was super blatant. And the unfortunate truth is that, let's say for whatever reason, this segment would wind up on Reddit, or it would wind up on the BNet forums, or somewhere else for that matter, right? You would have a cesspool of fuckboys swimming in a delusion that that isn't cheating. You know what I mean? And to me, in my mind, this is part of the reason why it has gotten so bad in StarCraft. And it's funny, right? Because it always seems to boil right on back down to the community.